Spot Podcast.
Welcome.
I'm on my period.
Start us off on a good note.
Just bust it right out of the gate.
We gotta be honest with the people
If
at
the
home.
energy dips, I want you to know that that's why.
Yeah, really. If at some point in this podcast, if I go, so what do you think? Is that what you think? So Sam, I had something very specific happen to me the other day. Would you like to hear about it?
Oh, we're not going to talk about my period? Sure.
I mean, do you have more to add? Let's talk about your period. No, let's hash it out. Let's hash it out.
Fucking sucks and I hate it.
If you had to rate, I'll tell my story in a minute.
Okay.
Do you have any specific instances of like the worst period you've ever had?
Let's see here. I think I told a story one time about, so like when I was in elementary school, I was a crossing guard, and
Wow.
my partner and I
Very prestigious.
shout out to Austin, my partner Austin.
It's a high honor, you know.
And I would switch sides every shift. So like in the morning I would be on one side and he would be on the other side, and in the afternoon we would switch sides. I would go to his side, he would go to mine. So I got my period, and this was 6th grade. I got my period during school that day. And I wasn't using like tampons or anything like internal at the time. I was only using overnight pads.
No, okay. I have one question before you continue.
What?
Tampons are considered like the seasoned period haver.
Some
tool.
people dive right into them.
Really?
Honestly, yeah. Some
I think
people
that's
are that
bold.
brave.
I think that's kind of bold.
Some people are that brave, or some people like you tell them that tampons are more effective than pads, and they just like believe it, and they're like okay, and they're like not afraid to insert something.
But a lot of
where they've never inserted anything before up until that point.
A lot of folks with vaginas do the double up, right? They got like a tampon and a pad.
No, a lot of people just do a tampon.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
wow.
I have a weird flow where I kind of need both.
I don't think you're alone in that.
It kind of
though.
like leaks around the sides and like comes out, so I need something there.
There's got to be like.
But people don't
at
like using pads because they make you smell, which is so true.
They make you smell.
Yeah, they harbor all of that. Well, think about it, like all of that moisture just like percolating in your underpants all day long. Like
Yeah.
it just it leaves a smell.
This is gonna be an 18+ episode.
They are all 18 plus. This is probably the most tame of an episode.
Yeah, really.
Like one of the more tamer ones.
We're gonna get copyright. We're gonna get striked on Apple Podcasts or something.
Yeah,
you guys talk about pussy too often.
I mean, like I'll start a fucking change petition about that
No,
because
yeah.
that's fucked up.
No, of course.
But yeah, no, like all of the like menstruation and like the normal things, like just like sweat and skin and hair down there just like sits in your underpants all day long, and like you get it, like there's an odor, like, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, I mean,
like,
it's just the way it is.
It's just the way she goes.
If a dude fucking sweats in his balls all damn day long, your balls are gonna smell.
Imagine if you added a cloth, like a cloth napkin to that,
just gently
just
under
to, like,
your nutsack.
sit in it all day long.
Not
all day long.
just tea bag.
You should be changing your pads semi-regularly, and that's what helps it smell less.
Mm.
I get lazy because I'm also by myself most of the day. So it's like, whatever, man. But
listen, if someone's gonna smell your pussy stench, it may as well be you.
yeah, I'll only
right?
change it out like once or twice a day, but
Yeah.
you're supposed to do more. But yeah, no, like I was only using pads at the time. Back to my crossing guard story, and finished class for the day, finished school for the day. And my last class was art class, and I go to the bathroom because I feel like maybe there's a leak, and I was wearing hot pink capri pants, and I saw that my period had leaked through, and I had like a big fat red stain on the seat of my pants.
Like the classic, like,
yeah.
I just got my period.
And I was the only one in my class who was getting her period at the time.
You were an early bloomer, as they say.
I was, yeah. Took forever to get the face and the hair right, but the boobs and the period just came right away. Developed on time.
Girl, you want some titties? No? Boosh! Well, you got titties.
And acne. And a fucking weird hair that you don't know anything, that you don't know what to do with, and neither does your mom, but you sure did get boobs quickly. Thanks for that.
Did you ever get like more young boy attention? Oh, finish your story.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you weren't done.
So yeah, I had like a big fat red stain, and of course, like in the afternoons, it was my turn to stand on the crossing guard side of the street where people were like walking towards me, and like my back was to them.
Okay.
So I had to like face all of my classmates with a big fat red stain on the seat of my pants.
Big
and they
old
were
dookie
like,
stain.
"You have something on your pants." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I had art class and I like sat in some red paint." That old ass, unbelievable fucking bullshit excuse that nobody
only
since the dawn of time has ever bought that.
Unless
nobody has ever bought
children
that.
have, for sure.
You sat. Well, that's what I was hoping. I was like, nobody around me is getting their period right now. Maybe they know what one is, but like they don't know that like it could be like blood leaking out of that like they wouldn't go there. They wouldn't think that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I did just have art class at the end of the day. It was literally the last thing we did.
Someone could fact check you.
We were working with paints.
And you'd be right.
Maybe I did sit in some red paint. Maybe I did.
Maybe
I backed up into it or whatever.
Art class, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see your schedule. Take it out.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Here it is. No problem.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything lines up. Everything lines up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like a protagonist in an apocalyptic fucking movie passing a surprise police check by the establishment.
All right, kids, let me see your school schedules. Come on, line them up.
Here you go. See, our class last. There you go.
Timmy says you said you were in gym, but your fourth period is math. Take them out, boys.
But like, it was just like the fact that I couldn't just go straight home. And it was summertime. Like I didn't have a sweater that I could wrap around my pants. Like it was summertime. I had my capri shorts and the t-shirt that I was wearing and nothing else. And my crossing guard vest on, but that didn't cover my butt. No. I was a tall kid. The vest fit me perfectly. Everybody else drowned in it, but it fit me perfectly.
I like to imagine you in the 3rd grade. You just have the body you have now. Grade. You in the 6th grade having the body you have now, but as a 6th grader.
Pretty much.
Like 6.5 feet tall.
Yeah, I grew a little bit into middle school, but more or less, I've been this height since I was a preteen.
Well, you know what I think about? By the way, like, is there more to the story?
No, that's about it. I just had to the fact that I couldn't go home right away. I had to do my crossing guard shift the whole afternoon and just have people constant. And it happened constantly. Like someone would come, I would help them cross, and they'd be like, "You have something on your pants, by the way," and I'd be like, "I know." And then another wave of people would come, and they'd be like, "You have something on your pants, by the way," and I'd be like, "I know." None
of the adults in this scenario would have been like, "Honey, do you want
no
a sweater?"
Nobody controlled. Nobody helped me. Wow. Nobody controlled their kids. Nobody said anything.
Yeah.
Also, some of these kids were walking home alone, so there was no adult.
So no one around to be like, "Hey, don't ask the lady about her red pant stain."
Yeah.
All right.
My period, fucking.
Yeah.
And I still did pads only for the next for a while.
Right.
I don't remember when I started using tampons, but it was late. It was late in the game.
Well, I mean, you got to do something, right? I mean, you got to cover your own bases.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you something. I don't remember what I was going to ask you.
Something about, did I ever get, unwanted attention, I think you were going to ask me?
Right. I was going to ask, because, speaking from the perspective of a young boy, when I was in elementary school and we were budding little fellas, no one really knew what, attraction was, right? Mm-hmm. I had friends who had, girlfriends, quote-unquote girlfriends, but they were mostly just, make out behind a dumpster somewhere for, all of recess.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "Man, do you guys want to, play pretend?" And they'd be like, "No, I want to kiss my girlfriend some more."
Oh, that sucks.
I know, yeah. My age grew up quite fast, and that's something I think about a lot. But regardless, did you, having breasts first of your generation, did that invite any unwanted attention from dudes who were just like, "Ooh, whoa,
no.
Big old boobies"?
If I was more like my friend at the time, my best friend, who I'm no longer friends with anymore, the one that I was talking shit with you about when we went out to dinner, for context, with some childhood friends of mine and their parents a couple days ago.
That was nice.
And we were talking shit about my old childhood friend who I am no longer friends with and how fucked up she is now.
Talking about you, Becky.
Yeah, we'll call her Becky for now.
Sure.
I know a Becky in real life. Becky, if you hear this is no reflection on you whatsoever.
It is.
But yeah, so my childhood best friend, Becky, for context, is the reason for almost all of my
problems.
for all of my self-esteem issues.
Oh, okay.
And it's not all her fault. It's not like she did anything she did do some things to me, as shitty kids do, but a lot of it is just internalized because She was petite and white and very cute.
Very Becky.
And I, standing next to her, this gargantuan, awkward, fucking, like, ugly is really, really harsh, but, like, that's how I felt, so that's what I say. Like, ugly teen, like, preteen child who, like, didn't know how I wanted to look or anything like that, because I was so insecure about my hair. Like, I didn't know what to do with my hair, and neither did my parents, because my dad is a black man and black men don't know how to deal with girls' hair, and my mom was a white woman, and like, she tried her best, but she didn't know. And YouTube and Google was not what it is right now,
or even a thing, really.
She couldn't really look it up, and I didn't want to look like any of like my aunts or my, like, we would go to my dad's family gatherings. I'm providing a lot of context here. Just bear with me. She'd be like, do you want to look like Auntie Sandra? Like, do you like Auntie Sandra's hair? Would you want that? Or do you want like Lauren's hair or whatever? And I'd be like, no. I just, like, I felt so shitty, you know, like, compared to Becky, for not having, you know, straight blonde hair, that I was just like, I'm hopeless, you know, like, I'm hopeless. I think I've said this before, but in my mind, it was like, I understood that there are beautiful things in this world, and in order for us to be able to know what is beautiful, there have to be things that are ugly. Becky is beautiful and I am ugly, and I have to be ugly so that people know that there are beautiful things in this world.
Wow.
And the people who get handed ugly, just like, it sucks, but you have to deal with it.
What a twisted thing for a little girl to think.
Yeah,
like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's how I didn't have the vocabulary for it at the time, but that's what I thought. I was like, well, some people just got to be ugly, I guess, and I guess I'm the one.
I'm the yin to her yang.
I'm the ugly to her beautiful. So, like, that's just what it is. So,
not true, by the way.
No, and it was never true.
Never true.
Of course, I was being awful to myself, and I feel so much more beautiful now. And yeah, I wait for that girl, but like, it got better. So, where was I going with this?
Yeah, I'm curious about that too.
Unwanted attention from boys.
Yeah.
Right. So me standing next to her, and me feeling the way that I felt, I feel projected. Like, my feeling that I was ugly, like, showed. And I carried myself that way. So I never got unwanted attention from boys, because I was just like I had like a fucking neon sign on my head that was like, I'm ugly and I know it. Don't talk to me. Right. Don't talk to me. I'm ugly and I know it.
You gave off
Please,
that
God.
that vibe. You gave off that vibe.
Despite the fact that I would like try. I would try to dress nice and cool. But also the stuff that was nice and cool didn't fit my big ass body.
And that's not your fault.
Like, somebody on Twitter brought up Siblings the other day, the store Siblings, which was like,
never heard of it.
If anybody here knows about like what Justice is, it was the exact same concept of Justice, which is like preteen clothing that's supposed to be like the most on trend preteen clothing that you could think of. It was all like, in the early 2000s when I was a kid, it was like bright colors and like sassy t-shirts with sassy slogans on them, like, boys are ugly, throw rocks at them, and it's written in like bubble letters with like glitter on them.
I sold my sister for video games.
Yeah, exactly. But that shit never fit me. So all I got were like hand-me-downs from the daughters of the woman who ran the home daycare that I went to. And
so you're a little frumpy.
whatever I could fit into at like Giant Tiger.
Oh God!
Giant Tiger was like, ooh, time to get new cool clothes at Giant Tiger. Ooh, get whatever I want at Giant Tiger. And like, for what it's worth, like, Giant Tiger has some good stuff, but like, not if you're trying to be cool in like 2006.
Right.
So did not attract a lot of attention for boys, and that all kind of went to Becky. You know, it just kind of deflected. I was like Becky's ugly friend, sidekick / goon.
Wow.
If anybody ever tried to mess with Becky,
you were her muscle.
Literally, Cameron. Yes, I was.
Wow.
Actually, though,
I never
like, we would go on the playground and like boys would try to mess with her, and she'd be like, "Get him, Sam," and I would like punch him in the arm.
Punch him in the face.
Spent a lot. That was also probably why boys didn't like me, is because I punched them a lot. I did beat up a lot of boys.
Wow, you never told me that. You actually used to get in like physical altercations with dudes?
No, they wouldn't hit me back because I was a girl. So
you just got free punches.
Yeah. Looking back on it, like, because I think about how, like, I never got bullied when I was a kid, and I was like, oh, right, because I was the bully. That's what that is.
But do you feel like that was, like, shunted on you a little bit? Like, due to your circumstance and situation and who you were friends with?
Not 100% of the time.
Yeah?
Yeah, sometimes I was just mean.
You reveled in the fact that you like to beat up boys?
I can own up to that. And I bought into my, like, quote-unquote role very quickly.
I mean, I think you're also still pretty keen on beating up dudes.
Yeah, but, like, with my words and my brain.
Could use my big-ass brain.
Yeah, to be... I would rather make you feel so bad with my words and, like, what I say about you than actually, like, fight somebody.
Hey, man, physical injuries heal. Mental injuries last forever.
Exactly.
So remember that when you're trying to get in an argument with someone next, guys, scar them horribly so that they'll never forget you.
Yeah. There's this really great...
That's tip number 1 for today.
Laverne Cox was a guest star, like a recurring guest star on the Mindy Project for a while as Zosha Rockmore's character. What was her character's name? I forget. As her cousin.
Sure.
And she was always like very like Laverne Cox's character was like very assertive, very tough, very like confident and proud and just like just the best. And there's this episode where like Danny makes Mindy. Danny is like Mindy's partner in the show.
Yeah, bullshit.
He says something that hurts her feelings, and
of course, because he's an asshole.
And Danny's trying to like do something for Mindy to like cheer her up, and he like enlists the help of cousin Sheena, and that's Laverne Cox's character's name. And she's like, he says something ignorant, and she's like, "Don't you mess with me? I will break your self-confidence down in one sentence. Don't mess with me." And it was like, so I was like, yeah, like. I want to be able to ruin a man's self-confidence with one phrase. You know, I just want to like unravel his entire self-esteem with one tug.
Wow.
Of my words.
That's
you
hot.
know? Yeah.
I'm into that.
I would rather do that now than beat up a boy.
I mean, it's a bit more powerful.
Yeah.
You know, especially in 20, because like not for anything, but like woman, man, anything you'd identify as, if you beat people up, you're a goon. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, no one, and I mean no one, is impressed by the fact that you beat someone in a fight.
No.
You know?
No.
Well, I'm sure there's people that are, but like,
I'm sure some people are impressed with it. Yeah. I just ask anybody who's ever been to Phil's nightclub in Waterloo, and that's a group of people who love a fight.
You know what? There should be like a reboot of Highlander. That's just like a bunch of like drunk people in a bar. And whoever like is at the top of the bar food chain is just like winning fights left and right, and they're like the king of the bar. Yeah, that could be something. It's a story idea
for sure.
Like, hey Google, record story idea, king of the bar. I think it's actually doing it.
Yeah, I think so. That's impressive.
Well,
I don't want that.
It did not. No, I don't get started, Google. Shit. Oh God. Yes.
Now you've done it.
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, it did not get a lot of unwanted attention from boys when I was younger.
I mean, hey, it makes me feel better. I never got attention from girls my whole life.
Yeah.
Even up until I met you.
Yeah. Even meeting me, it was like.
Even after meeting you, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, hey Sam, I like you, and I was like, I don't like you back, and I was like, well, all right.
Shit, I might be madly in love with you.
4 years later.
Here we are. Yeah. Yay.
Nah, I'm kidding. It's great.
Well, yeah, of course. I didn't think you were. I didn't think you were trying to like telling me on the podcast that like you haven't been feeling the same as of late.
I've changed.
Yeah, of course you changed. It's been 4.5 years.
PMS sucks.
Are you PMSing right now?
Well, yeah, that's what the sluggishness that I've been feeling. For those of you who are listening, Cam and I usually record most of our content in one day, and today just had to be the day that PMS had to come full force.
What does PMS stand for?
Premenstrual syndrome.
Oh.
So I got cramps. For me, it's cramps and fatigue. That's pretty much it. I like an overall gross feeling. I guess like a little bit of depression, but I don't like it's light depression. It's really not like I'm depression in like bed. Light. It's just I just feel gross about myself. Like knowing what's going on in my body and like the feeling of menstruation. Like anybody who menstruates will tell you, like the first couple of days, like the first 3 days of your period, you're just like, fuck, man, it's real nasty down there. Like, I'm used to the mess. I know that it's natural and it's beautiful. And my body is working.
Oh, natural.
it does make you feel so fucking gross, you know? Maybe if it was like, you know, the Jurassic period and I could fucking just go to the menstruation tent and just sit there and wait it out and just like let my body do what it does, I would feel less gross. But having to get up and do things but know that this is going on in my pants the whole time is like making me feel bad, you know? Like capitalism sucks the most for this, for making me have to like operate despite this involuntary yet mandatory cycle that I have been thrown into against my will.
Actually, I think there were some countries. I don't remember. I was reading a headline the other day. Some place, I want to say in like India, actually, they're looking into paid period leave for those with vaginas.
It's really not that long. I need like, especially if I know that I have the grace and I'm not like stealing time away. Like I've backed out of things before because I just want to sit home and like, and I'm like, no, like I'm going to take this time for myself. And then I feel bad about taking time for myself because I had to like steal it. If someone granted me the grace of period days, it would be like a day or two tops. Because really by the third day, it's like, this sucks, but like, I'm over it. It's been 2 days of feeling like crap. Like enough already. I just need like a day or two to be like, okay, are we good?
Recuperate.
Are we dealing with it? It's dealt with? Okay, carry on.
Right.
You know? I just want to sit.
Well, I think it's ridiculous too because I recently found out that when women hit menopause, it's not even just like the end of it all. It actually brings on a slew of other problems.
Yeah.
And I really got to think, like, whoever designed people with vaginas really needs to be shot.
Yeah.
The design does not make any sense.
No. Like, nothing makes you think that there is no God more than thinking, like, what kind of God would put this on a human?
Yeah.
You know? Like, what kind of God is like, yeah, so if you're not quite ready to have a baby at 12, you're just gonna suffer through pain in a cycle for 15, 20 years until you decide to eventually have a baby. And then even if you do want to have a baby, it's just going to put it on hold for 9 months. You're going to be bleeding and just like having your organs rearrange themselves for the first like couple of months after you have that baby. So even after you use your uterus for the purpose that it so desperately wants to be used for, you're still going to suffer. Yeah. You're still going to suffer.
And in our patriarchal society, us dudes are like, no, have babies. Do it. Do it.
Like, man, you do it. I swear to God.
Sam, like, we talk about, because, you know, we've been in a relationship for a long time. Like, you know, like, the idea of a family and future and babies is something that we chat about, you know, from time to time.
Yeah.
We're still very much in the if/when phase.
Yeah.
And I think we're probably going to be there for quite some time. But if we never have a kid and like go to adopt because like you don't want to pop a baby out, like way into that.
Cam, I got to be real honest with you. And I'm sorry that we have to have this conversation on the podcast because I don't really like bringing up things like this for the first time on a public platform.
So here we go.
I don't think I want to be pregnant.
That's fine.
I used to really want to. I wanted the experience. I also wanted the attention.
I don't want to be pregnant.
I can't fucking lie. I wanted everybody to be nice to me for 9 months.
Right.
And really just like take it easy on me.
Sounds nice.
But the more I read about pregnancy, the more I'm like, how is this a natural happenstance that can happen to the body when there are so many cons on the list? There are way more cons to pregnancy than pros. Like
I think that's a matter of perspective.
I saw a diagram of what happens to your organs as a baby grows, and it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why does my stomach go like that?
Right. How am I supposed to eat?
That's natural? That sucks. That sucks.
There are a lot of things that are natural.
It really, really sucks. And like, just like the tearing that happens through childbirth, you know? It's like, and just like the fact that we don't just come with a hole big enough, the fact that it has to dilate, just make women bigger. Just make them bigger.
I'd be way into that.
Just make them big enough. Why does the cervix have to dilate? Why does it have to be the size of a pea and dilate to the size of a lemon to produce something the size of a watermelon?
What if?
What the fuck? No, what the fuck? Fuck it, I'm adopting. I'd rather just do that.
Sure.
Because, like, fuck this, man. Just fuck this. You know? Salute to anybody who wants to give birth. It's always your choice. But for me, I just don't see enough upsides, you know? It's a beautiful process. It's amazing that our bodies can do that. But, like, just fuck it.
You know, I think what would be a better design, instead of women's uteruses growing to such a fact that women themselves should grow and to be like 9 feet tall.
Yes.
And then you could just like catch babies that fall out like you're a giraffe or something.
Yeah, literally.
And then you could just like shrink back down.
Just make people with uteruses big enough.
You know?
Just make them big enough.
Just meet us halfway, God.
Yeah.
Looking at you, God. How you doing over there? That was a lot.
I haven't like said that out loud to anybody before. Like it
felt unfiltered.
It's been a philosophy that's been like slowly calcifying within me. The more that I think about it, the more stories I hear about people's experiences giving birth, the more I read about the actual science of pregnancy that health class simply does not give you. Like the more like the intricacies of it, the more than just like sperm meets the egg and then a zygote and then the stages of gestation and then birth. And how childbirth works. It's so much more than that. And it's different for every single person who has a uterus and experiences pregnancy. And it's such a mishmash of experiences. And so much can go deeply wrong, but it's not even just the stuff that can go so wrong. It's the stuff, it's the discomfort, you know? And the complete lack of research into minimizing that discomfort for people who experience pregnancy.
Yeah, we really haven't figured that out.
That I just don't see the point. I just don't see it when there are so many children in the system. If there were 0 children in the system, I'd be like, yeah, well, that's what we got to do if you want to have children.
Right.
But like, there are still so many children in the system that need homes, and just work with that first, you know? Let's deal with that and save myself the trouble.
If you got pregnant, do you think that you'd be like a tyrant?
I don't know.
Yeah?
I think I would lean on it a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah. Especially the more I show, it'd be like, sorry, I fucking popped off on you. Just point to my stomach.
Yeah.
Nothing I can do about it.
It's like, ma'am, you're at a McDonald's.
You know, it just came out of me. Yeah. Sorry.
I
don't believe that your ice cream machine is broken as often as you say it is. Speaking of ice cream, oh my God. Moving away from ranting.
Thank God.
We had an experience last night. Trying to get ice cream because we wanted like a fast food ice cream. There's ice cream at the house, but we wanted like a McFlurry or like a Frosty or something.
And we were out, so
and this happens to us all the time. Like the last 3 times we've tried to go to McDonald's, it feels like the drive-through lines have just been too long. Like they've been like out of the drive-through driveway and like into the parking lot and just unbelievably long. And so we were like, fuck this. We went to 2 McDonald's and the lines were too long. So we were like, okay, last ditch effort. Let's go to Wendy's.
Plan B, went to Wendy's.
There's like a Wendy's across the street. Go across the street. Pull up to no line. Pull up to the speaker. And someone goes, hi, welcome to Wendy's. Can I take your order, please? And I was like, hi, can I get 2 medium Frosties, please? And heard nothing.
Radio silence.
And
we sat there for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, you know, I'm sure, you know, something going on inside. Like, maybe she's just processing. Maybe there's a technical difficulty. Like, we've all worked in food service or like customer service. I'm not about to be like, hello. Excuse me. Did you hear me? Did you understand me? You're like, yeah, they always do. They always hear you. Like, just calm down.
That's not always true, but keep going.
So I was just waiting. I was like, I can wait, you know? It's almost midnight. And I got nothing but time. So sure. Let's just wait. We waited. And we waited.
A solid 5 minutes.
And like nothing. And I kind of went like, hello? And then I looked over and like there was a sign that I had missed with their hours on it. And it said Monday to Thursday, I think like 9 a.m. to like midnight.
Yeah.
And I looked at the clock on my car and it was 12:06. And I was like,
oh, they're closed.
They're closed. But they didn't say, oh, sorry, we're closed.
Yeah.
We can't process your order. They just took the headset off.
Why take our order?
And left me sitting in the driveway.
Like that's what I don't understand. That's the one thing I don't fully understand. Is like this lady was like, I was there in the car. She flat out said, hello, welcome to Wendy's. Can I take your order?
Yeah.
And then I assume that after she said that, she just like, oh yeah, and took the headset off, put it down, punched out, and left.
Yeah.
Like just like.
Yeah. Like she fully ghosted me.
Just like no, you know what? I think whatever. It's cool, man.
And you know what? Like anybody else would have gotten mad. Anybody else would have been like, oh well, still like you could have handled it differently. And I was like, you know what? 12:06. You're off the fucking clock.
It's probably been here since like 2 p.m.
And I mean, like, the store is closed, but you have to do all of the closing procedures. You still have to clean all of the fryers, mop the floors, like, do prep for tomorrow. Like, you gotta do all this shit. You're probably gonna be here until 1 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, fucking hang up on me.
Whatever, dog.
I wish I had the balls to say the same damn thing when I was working in food.
She influenced me so much that I think I'm actually going to take up a practice of just walking away from people.
Yeah.
In the middle of like conversations I no longer want to have.
Yeah.
Just going to get up and leave. Yep. See you later. Bye.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
See you later. All right, guys. It's just me now. Sam has left the building.
I'm gone. But yeah. I've never had that happen to me before. Just the fact that she didn't even say, hi, sorry, we're closed now. And then I could have been like, oh, yeah, I didn't read the sign like a dumbass. My bad. Have a nice evening. No. She just took off the headset and, like, quit for the day.
Mm-hmm. She could have been like, seriously, Sam, she could have been like, hey, welcome to Wendy's. Can I take your order? Yeah, can I get, no, fuck off. And then just, like, left.
She could be like, oh, actually, like say, I probably pulled up at, like, 11:58.
Mm-hmm.
So she could have been, like, waiting for me to finish, and then as soon as 12 o'clock hits, be like, oh, actually, we're closed now. Bye. And, like, hang up. And I'd be like, oh, well. I guess it is about that time.
You know what? It was midnight on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
We didn't need the ice cream.
No.
It had ice cream at home.
No.
Went home and had some heavenly hash.
Yeah.
Which was delicious, but really upset my stomach this morning.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, I woke up to
sorry
like
hear that.
rumblies and like, you know, bowel movements and shit.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, ice cream does that to me sometimes, but never, like, not recently.
I am finding in my old age, that ice cream like runs through me like a liquid.
Interesting.
Like it melt. Like I mean, I guess
piss out ice cream.
It does. It does kind of turn into a liquid.
It'll melt.
I don't think it goes into my bladder, but yeah, no. Whenever I have late night ice cream, in the morning I wake up and I'm like, I have to pee.
Mm-hmm.
I must pee. But it's not like I was drinking anything right before bed, so I don't know. But I got pee.
It's weird, man. I mentioned this before, but so I'm someone with like, I don't really know if I describe them as like stomach problems. If they are, they're undiagnosed. I don't have anything specific.
I got to be honest. I think you're developing your mom's colitis a little
bit of colitis.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is with me is that okay, it's a little gross, but like this whole episode's been fucking gross. So, the big signifier of colitis, if in your stool, is blood. If you have blood in your stool, that potentially could lead to things like colitis. It could lead to things like IBS. I don't have any blood in my stool. Okay. Ever. Okay. Even in my really bad days where I'm like, I do like 7 poops a day.
Good to hear. Babe.
So, you know, but I've also read that colitis is hereditary and it could potentially pass down through genetics and shit like that. So we'll have to see. You know, maybe it's something I might have to deal with later in life. Yeah. There are things that do greatly upset my stomach. I found things like hot sauces tend to get my gander. Yeah. Weirdly is popcorn.
Oh yeah.
Oddly enough.
Wait, like, okay, so do you get it when you eat kernels, or is it like movie theater popcorn with all the butter and the butter product? Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, you know, it's butter topping.
Product. Yeah,
butter topping. It's oil, is what it is. It's just olive oil. Yeah. You go ahead and sprinkle that on my popcorn.
But you know what? That was the best thing to happen to the movies because.
Well, listen, you're spending $25 on this bag of popcorn.
Why would you ever pay for butter after that? Why would you ever pay for extra butter?
Well, no, it's crazy, right? I don't do this anymore, but there was one time in my life where I would do like the butter halfway and then the butter on top and then put the popcorn topping on it.
Oh, no.
So I actually looked up one day like how many calories that all is. It's like 4 days worth of calories.
Oh my God.
Or something like that.
Oh my God.
It's very, very high caloric affair.
That's with the butter that you pay an extra 50 cents for plus the topping,
Plus
right?
the topping,
Okay. Okay. Because I usually just do like a little circle of butter topping on top of my popcorn. And you know what? I find that the seasoning, like the way they season the popcorn in the machine is enough. Like it's salty enough for me.
Yeah, I mean,
movie theater popcorn at least.
Popcorn,
like I couldn't just take like Orville Redenbacher's kernels and like make them on the stove and get the same results.
No,
like
well, you got to put butter on that. Yeah,
they season it at the movie theater in a way that's just like
movie theater popcorn. Enough for
me, honestly. I feel like I don't really need a whole lot of extra butter.
It already comes out like yellow. There's certain pops that are yellow. Like that's butter on that popcorn.
Yeah, because it's been seasoned beforehand.
Yeah.
They have.
I wonder how they're doing concessions now. Because movie theaters are open again.
Yeah.
Like they're fully open.
I'm sure they're just like the same way. Because like they had to be sanitary, like completely sanitized before the pandemic.
That's true. They couldn't be unsanitary and serve food.
I mean, I'm sure the workers didn't wear gloves before. Although gloves can be as bad as just like
gloves in food is actually worse.
Yeah.
If you work in a food job, like don't get me wrong, I'm sure it's not like they're like killing anyone, but cross-contamination is a big problem if you wear gloves in a working environment, in a food working environment. Because you touch the raw chicken with your gloves on, you don't change your gloves, and you touch a knife, you touch all this other shit.
Yeah.
Now you got fucking salmonella everywhere.
Yeah,
congratulations, you played yourself.
Exactly.
You know?
Frequent hand washing is enough. Just use your bare hands.
That's why you see a lot of professional chefs in the professional cooking environments, like they don't wear gloves.
Yeah.
Because it's, like you just said, it's more economic and more sanitary to just wash your hands.
You know what? It feels better too, so why not just run with that? Like the desensitization and like lack of dexterity that you get from wearing gloves, it's just like
sucks.
it sucks.
Oh yeah,
it's not worth it.
I developed a bunch of calluses on my hand. They're gone now, but a bunch of calluses on my hand when I worked at Swiss Chalet. I got to the point where I could actually like grab whole chickens just with my bare hand while they were like in like the oven drawer that we had.
Oh my god, fuck that.
Well, at first it used to burn like hell.
Yeah.
Actually, there's one story I remember. At the end of the night, I had to clean the grill. And for those who have worked in a restaurant, when you clean a grill that's been used all day, what you need to do is keep it on like low or off, but then pour a bunch of water in it.
Yeah.
So a bunch of steam rises up and softens the grill, the shit on the grill.
Yeah.
And you got to take a brush to it and really brush it down. So this won't translate to audio, but I took this is the grill in front of me, right?
Yeah.
And I got my jug in my right hand and I did this with it.
Like so, poured it.
I poured left to right.
Okay.
Normally, that'd be okay. But what happened? What happened was? In that motion, the steam rose up immediately and encased my whole forearm and hand in steam.
Oh shit!
And I was immediately like, "Oh my god!" Like it was like very hot.
Yeah.
I didn't burn my hand. It wasn't even like a 1st-degree burn, but it was hot as fuck.
Yeah, it's super painful.
After that, it really didn't really feel much heat-wise in this hand anymore.
Wow.
It's since all reset. That was like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't work in a kitchen anymore.
Yeah.
That was a great job, though. It really was. I have very fond memories of that job.
I guess, you only shit-talk Swiss Chalet's food. You don't actually shit-talk, like, working there.
Listen, I'm not going to make any statements on the podcast, but I wouldn't recommend Swiss Chalet. And that's only because I've worked there.
I was going to say, nobody who works at McDonald's would probably recommend McDonald's. People who work at Subway probably wouldn't recommend Subway.
Your mom works at Little Caesars, right? We did work at Little Caesars.
Yeah.
And then she probably doesn't want to fucking eat Little Caesars ever again.
No, she'll still eat Little Caesars. I mean, it's been like 30 years since she worked there.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Been a while.
Yeah.
Do you like Little Caesars?
No.
I like Little Caesars.
I don't like their crust.
I like Little Caesars. Well, they got the cornmeal crust, right?
It's not even just the cornmeal because I've had pizzas made for me and those people use cornmeal because it's a good base
me and
to
Dad use
slide
cornmeal.
The pizza off of the spatula.
Little ball bearings.
But I don't know. I just find their crust very tough.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think their crust is very buttery.
I feel like it snaps in two, like very easily.
It's a little crispy. It's a crispy crust.
Yeah.
But the reason I like Little Caesars is because it's the cheapest of all pizza chains, like bar none. It is the cheapest pizza out there. And the hot and ready value of it is like, listen, you and the boys are up for a night, right? You're smoking joints or carrying on. Let's get some food. What we're going to get? We can't order a pizza. We're out. I don't want to go to McDonald's. We go to McDonald's all the time. You go to Little Caesars. Get yourself a personal pizza and some fucking crazy sticks and a drink for like $9.
Yeah.
And you eat it. And who cares? Because it's a Friday night.
Yeah.
You know, that's the appeal of Little Caesars.
Yeah.
If you're throwing a party or something, you don't order Little Caesars.
No,
You don't.
please.
You're gonna get party pizza in. You go to like Domino's. You go to your Pizza Huts. You go to your, if you're really down and out, your pizzas.
Yeah.
If you really feel like torturing your guests.
Yeah.
No, if you're really torturing your guests, you get Pizza Nova.
Yeah.
I hate Pizza Nova.
I once went to a play where they ordered pizza afterwards because they wanted people to like hang out in the lobby afterwards. but the pizza they ordered was Pizza Nova. And I was like, I hadn't had it in so long. So I was like, maybe it's better than I remember. No, it's not. No, it's not.
I'm not into Pizza Nova, man.
It is like, oh my God. I was like, do you even care about this pizza that you're making? All you do is make pizza and your recipe sucks. What the fuck is the point?
Yeah, come on.
Dough, weak. Sauce, bullshit. Cheese ratio, all messed up. May as well just put like little like just squirt, like take the mozzarella and squirt it out of a ketchup bottle. That's what it was. That's what the spacing was like of the cheese. Pepperoni? I don't think this is pepperoni, man. Like, I don't believe you. I don't believe that what you're putting on that pizza is pepperoni. I think it's some kind of fucking lame ass salami that you ran out and like went to the fucking Loblaws next door. Oh fuck, sorry, I'm getting a cramp. I can't rant anymore.
Are you okay?
It's not good, is what it is.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Most underrated pizza joint, in my opinion, commercial pizza joint, is Pizzaville. Love me some Pizzaville.
Yes.
It's affordable.
Yes.
And it's delicious. I love Pizzaville.
Can I say an unpopular opinion?
Go ahead.
You're not going to like it.
Whatever.
You're going to get mad at me.
I'll try not to.
You're going to break up with me.
Nah, that's not true.
I don't hate Gino's Pizza.
I mean, neither do I.
Okay. I thought you did.
No, I've had Gino pizza before.
Okay, I thought you did.
There's a lot of tension there for a second.
I was talking to somebody, and they were like, fuck Gino's Pizza, and like another person was like, yeah, Gino's Pizza's the worst, and I was like, yeah, it's really bad.
Well, the thing with Gino's, I like their box designs.
Yeah.
They have really pretty, like, packaging.
Mm-hmm.
The thing with Gino's is that I think it's just a bit too expensive for what you get. You get, like, a pretty mid-range pizza for, like, a pretty high price.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, listen, if I order from Pizza Hut, right? Mm-hmm. I'm paying a lot of money for that pizza. Mm-hmm. But the pizzas you're getting are nice pizzas.
Gorgeous pizza.
You get some good pizza. And actually, you know what?
I love Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut's pizza, they've since turned around. Mm-hmm. In Mississauga.
We got that box that one time.
Yeah, that like thing. It come with like a bunch of appetizers and stuff.
Yeah, we got like a party box.
It came with like a pizza and some apps and some sides, and it was like $20.
Yeah.
It was so reasonable, so reasonable for two people. That's what I love about places like Domino's and Pizza Hut. They've got great deals.
Yes,
awesome deals.
Yeah, they do. Pizza Hut has like deals of the day. I mean, like if you're there on the wrong day, sometimes the deals kind of suck. I can't lie. Like sometimes they'll have like a vegetarian pizza deal, and I'm like, I don't want this.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Why did I crave Pizza Hut on a Monday? This sucks.
You know it's actually kind of funny. This might piss you off. I've heard that of all of the commercial pizza places in the area, the place for the best vegan pizza is Pizza Pizza.
Really?
They do a cauliflower crust, which apparently is great.
Oh, well, that's different.
They have like the dairy-free cheese.
Yeah.
Which is like the CHEEZE.
Yeah.
And then as long as you don't put meat on it, you got a vegan pizza right there.
Well, I've heard, and like this is gonna piss off like every fast food worker, but like the vegetarian options at fast food places are usually better because they're made fresh.
That's true. They can't
they don't
freeze
pre-prepare them and like stick them in a warming drawer
in
all
a
day.
Drawer.
They make it as is. So a lot of those like vegan pizzas are probably made like or prepared like as you go along. I mean, I'm sure they're like pre-frozen and flash frozen and stuff like that, but they're handled differently than the regular stuff is. Mm-hmm. So it probably tastes a little bit better for that exact reason.
You know what's fucked up? So I used to work for a catering company while in university.
Yeah.
I was a caterer.
That was a dark time.
It was a bad job.
Dark times.
Everybody and their mother told me that if you want to be an actor, you should get into catering because catering is so flexible. A, catering is not flexible. No. At least the one I worked for wasn't. No. And B, the work and hours and workload sucks.
Yeah.
It was just bad. It was a bad time.
No, it's bad hours.
I limped home one night because of how bad my feet hurt.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm sure that's par for the course, but whatever. Anyway. Whenever we served a vegan option, like if there was like chicken, beef, and then like tofu chicken or whatever.
Yeah.
Even though there was less of it, because it's for the vegans who like ordered it, so many people would take from it.
Yeah.
Like, what is, like, I don't understand. Like, this isn't for you.
Yeah.
Like, I literally saw people would take like a spoonful of chicken, and like a spoonful of beef, and they'd be like, oh, what's this? And I'd be like, oh, it's like tofu chicken. It's for vegans. They're like, oh, and I take some too. It's like, what the fuck? Like, why are you taking this?
Yeah.
People are so weird about that.
Need this.
They probably took a bite and was like, oh, this is gross, and threw it out.
Yeah, or like wanted to try it or something, but it's like, just
But it's for the vegans. There's less of it for a reason.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I remember
Now the
one
vegans
time,
can't have it.
all the goddamn non-vegans came up and took it, and this lady was like, "Excuse me, do you have any more vegan tofu?" He's like, "Oh no, sorry, that's all we had." And he's like, "Oh really?" Because like, I'm like vegan, and now I'm not gonna eat.
Hello.
Like I guess I'll just have a bunch of salad. You know.
That sucks. I'm sorry. That sounds like that sucks.
Yeah.
When you can't, or when your dietary needs have been like straight up ignored. And you're just like, well, I guess I'll just like have the veggie tray. That sucks.
It does suck.
That sucks.
No, I'm
agree. Sorry. Even if you're a vegan, that doesn't mean you like raw vegetables.
No.
You probably don't. No.
No.
You probably don't. You probably don't want to eat raw vegetables. Like this whole like vegans like rabbit food mentality has to end. It's like, no, vegans appreciate seasoning.
Also,
vegans appreciate cooking.
Vegan and vegetarian options have gotten a lot better in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, there's actually, like, I've had like a veggie burger before that, like, yeah, you can taste it. It's a veggie burger. Like, it's not like they're trying to trick you into thinking that it's meat. It does taste good, however.
A&W makes a decent veggie burger.
I haven't had A&Ws, but I went somewhere and someone was making veggie burgers.
A friend of mine had it and was like, seriously, dude, like, you're going to have a bite of this burger because I'm trying to spread the word that A&W has the best veggie burger. And I was like, damn, this isn't bad.
Well, we can put this to bed. A&W has the best burgers, in my opinion.
What some of the best fast food
in terms of fast food burgers, right?
I'm trying to think. I mean, McDonald's is like,
well, classic.
McDonald's is the GOAT. Like that's the OG. That's the that's the old head.
As far as burgers go, right? If you had a burger at home, like if your parents have made a burger for dinner, and all you've had up to that point is fast food burgers, you're gonna find out that homemade burgers and fast food burgers do not taste the same. They're completely different.
Even like diner burgers. Like I'm not gonna compare McDonald's to Mel's.
No, it's impossible.
Fair.
It's not
That's
fair.
Not fair.
However, you do pay for what you get in McDonald's, which is like, if I'm going to McDonald's to get a Big Mac, I know that it's gonna taste exactly like what I want it to taste like, right? It's the appeal of fast food in the first place. I will say, A&W, in my opinion, is the perfect middle ground between what you would describe as like a homemade / diner burger and a fast food burger.
Yeah.
Got good like bun consistency.
It's a little more dense.
It's a bit more homemade feeling, right? I mean, it's obviously not.
No.
But it feels that way, and that's the important part.
Emily and Sydney can tell you that much.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of friends used to work at an A&W.
Yeah.
The worst one, apparently.
The worst one.
But I would, okay, if you had to rate, we should do this for a tier video, that'd be fun. If you had to rate, like, let me think of 3 fast food places. I think like ones we go to often, like Wendy's, McDonald's, and A&W. Personally, in terms of burgers, I would go A&W, Wendy's, McDonald's. But that's not to despair.
McDonald's at the bottom?
I think Wendy's has better burgers than McDonald's
beneath
does.
Wendy's.
Wendy's is good. Well, you like Wendy's?
Wendy's is good.
Wendy's fries suck.
Wendy's fries are terrible.
If I can get McDonald's fries with a Wendy's burger, if I can get McDonald's fries with an A&W burger, that'd be a good night.
Yeah.
That'd be like
best.
Cam's eating. Like, leave me alone.
maybe I'll take you on a tour one day and like
we'll spend like $40 getting all these things.
We will go to A&W but only order a sandwich, and we will go to McDonald's and only order fries so that you can have like the dream combo.
That's a video idea.
Yeah.
We create the perfect fast food meal
with the best of each fast food place's menu. We'll get an A&W burger with McDonald's French fries and a Wendy's Frosty and drink, because Wendy's has a strawberry lemonade in the summertime.
Which are great.
So good, dude.
So good.
So good. The strawberry lemonade is like peak summertime. You're like, it's summertime, we're fucking here.
God, can you believe we started this podcast talking about
my periods
and shit?
I can, actually. The fact that we're ending on fast food burgers, absolutely I'm on my period.
Because you're thinking about it now.
Yeah, this is everything we talked about. We talked about self-esteem issues. We talked about pregnancy. We talked about the bullshit that is childbirth. We talked about fast food. We talked about sex.
Talk about pizza.
We talked about pizza. This is just my brain on my period. I go through this by myself and have been for the last, 12 years.
Wow. That's saying something.
Once a month. It's all this in my head all the time.
God, if you can patch people with vaginas, like give an update, send out the update.
There are some very, very obvious bugs.
There are some bug fixes that people with vaginas need.
That pregnancy needs fixing. There are
telling you, man,
very huge errors.
This fall, God is going to release the giant people with vaginas update, where instead of ovaries and uteruses changing to fit small bodies, they'll grow into gargantuan Amazonian women, and you could pop babies out like you're a giraffe. It's a trial by fire for this baby. If you don't catch that baby, game over.
That's just nature, man.
If you don't catch the baby, the giant woman's maternal instincts take over, and she starts destroying the city in a rage.
Sounds fair to me.
I'm into that.
It's only right.
Where's that reality?
After all this time.
That seems like a Dungeons and Dragons setting. Like, I feel like I write a campaign setting around that.
Can you please write that? Where, like, somebody gives birth and it goes horribly wrong. So they just, like, grow, like, to 9 times their size and just, like, destroy a city. And the gang has to, like, stop them.
I could certainly think about that.
Please.
That could be like an a one-off episode.
All you DMs out there, this is free real estate.
Free, exactly. We're giving this out for free.
Were you stuck? Were you having writer's block? Because I think I just solved your problem. Amazonian woman gives birth, destroys city. What more do you need?
I mean, I would buy that movie 3 times.
That's a writing prompt right there.
Michael Bay? Make a movie.
No.
Can it be Michael Bay?
No. Fuck Michael Bay.
Oh, that's right. This. No, Michael Bay's a shithead.
Yeah, he's such a shithead.
Yeah, he did a whole bunch of dumb shit. He fucking skewed Megan Fox's whole career.
Yeah, he shat all over it and made everybody think that she was this
big baby.
This diva who never wanted to do anything that he said, where what he said was be sexy and I'm not going to give a shit about you the whole time and do nothing to make you comfortable with performing sexuality for me on set.
And Megan Fox was like, I'm an actor. Could I do acting stuff?
You know, he was like, no, audition for me by washing my car.
You're a baby. Stop being ungrateful.
That car,
you whore.
Washing his car for her audition to get into Transformers is just such an insult.
And wasn't she 16 at the time?
Any creative person. No, he put her in, I think, Bad Boys 2 when she was 15. In a bar scene where she had to be in a American flag bikini and be a sexy waitress in a bar.
That's not cool.
Yeah. And he just barely missed the child pornography barrier. He found some loophole with the amount of screen time he gave her or some shit like that. He was like, she can be in the background, but nobody talked to her, nobody touched her because she's 16.
Listen, dog.
If you have to make all of these exceptions for her, maybe you shouldn't have a 15-year-old in a bikini in your scene, huh?
That's kind of what I was gonna say just now. Sorry, my mic is acting up. If you need to skirt child pornography laws, maybe cut the character.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's just not worth it.
This point was made to me in an episode of a podcast that I was listening to. Hire women who want to be naked, who are okay with being naked. The episode that I was listening to, it was The Read. They had Daniel Kaluuya on.
Oh, no way!
Back when Queen and Slim was first coming out.
Great movie.
And he was like, there was such a difference because the director Melina Matsoukas, because there's a scene where
didn't Lena Waithe direct Queen and Slim?
She wrote Queen and Slim. Melina Matsoukas directed it.
Oh, dope.
There's a scene where the characters go to, I think, a pimp's house, and he's got a bunch of his hoes around. They're naked and shit.
Yeah.
So when Melina Matsoukas was looking to cast that scene, she made it clear what the scene was going to be, and was like, we want women who are okay walking around topless, comfortable being nude. We want Black women who are comfortable being nude on camera. It was much more eloquent than that, but that's essentially what she asked for. And that's what they got in the scene, was a bunch of women who knew what they were walking into, who wanted to perform that kind of sexuality on camera and were comfortable with it because they all wanted to be there and do that sort of performance. And Daniel Kaluuya was saying that when it came time to film the scene, the atmosphere was just so much better because everybody wanted to be there. And everybody was comfortable performing what they were performing, and it was clear what was going to be done that day, and everybody was just on the same page, and you didn't have to pad anything or make any changes for uncomfortable actors because everybody was comfortable with what they were doing. That's what they looked for from day one.
None of those women showed up to set that day and then found out that they're going to be dressed in a skimpy bikini.
And I kind of just want to look at male directors and be like, why do you spend all of your time fighting with women who don't want to perform sexuality, but who you find attractive and want to be in your scene, when there are women that you will find attractive who also want to perform sexuality for you.
It's a good
why
point.
Are you, why are you making this hard for yourself? Trying to push women into this when there are women who want to perform it for you. I don't understand. Like, it doesn't
I agree.
seem, and it didn't seem like Melina Matsoukas had that hard of a time finding actors for it.
Because people be out here. Yeah.
It's really not that hard. I don't see why you're out here like forcing 15-year-olds to be in your sexy scenes.
Well, it's because
just don't do it.
I'm not making any statements on Michael Bay or his relationship to Megan Fox, but I think you know why.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Let's leave it at that. But I think you know why.
Yeah.
I mean, I totally agree, Sam. I mean, you know my performance philosophy. Like, I think, like, the reason why we call screenplays and stage plays is because your actors need to play. Mm-hmm. And I truly believe that if you want to achieve the peak performances that all directors should be looking for, you need to make everybody comfortable. Mm-hmm. Because no one wants to play in an environment where they think they can't.
Yeah.
Right?
Or where they feel unsafe.
I also think that there's nothing wrong with being straight up forthcoming about what you want from this person in months in advance of what you want from them. Like, I don't know, man. Like if I was cast in a movie or whatever, and I don't know, I can't think of any good examples. Like, someone was like, "Oh, Cameron, we're gonna do a shot of you getting out of bed naked, and then you're gonna see your bare ass. Mm-hmm. Are you comfortable with that? Mm-hmm. I want to let you know in advance. Mm-hmm. I can fucking get some mull it over for a little bit and be like, yeah, you know what? Sure, maybe the world should be graced with my big white ass.
They should be.
See that butt go off.
I'm biased, but I think it would be good for the world.
Yeah.
But no, absolutely. Wanting that power over somebody when you could just as easily just like find somebody who wants to do what you want to do. I don't know why you need to exert yourself like that.
Yeah.
I don't see the point.
That's
actually something that I would love to. I know we've talked about it before, but we'd love to have like Matt and Karen, my mentors, on from Greenlight Arts. And we will one day.
Yeah.
When we have, I don't know, another chair to offer them.
Mm-hmm.
But
they can sit on the floor.
We have floor. That was something that Matt pushed for in a play that he did last year. It was Guarded Girls. He had an intimacy director work on the show.
What a great movement.
And he felt that it was really important to do that because one of the characters, like, you're introduced to her and she's completely naked on stage.
Oh yeah,
she's 100%. Like,
that was punk
I saw
rock.
vulva like naked.
Oh yeah, no, that was crazy. I remember that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had an intimacy director come in and like work with the actors and talk about, nudity on stage and intimacy on stage and how to perform that. And I think that intimacy directors need to be a staple.
Oh, for sure.
In all creative projects, in performance art, in film, in visual art pieces, or not so much visual art because you're not dealing with human beings, but
art in general, anything. Yeah,
anything where
I know
you're
what you
working
mean.
with like 3D human beings, like living beings, and there's like intimacy involved. You need to have an intimacy coach.
I could not agree more. The most recent show I was a part of had intimacy direction, and I think it helped immensely.
Oh, totally.
Because like, not for anything, but being that we've been dating for so long, like, intimacy and being intimate is not. I'm not a stranger to intimacy, and I know how to perform intimacy. Yeah. But not everyone knows that, and some people might really struggle with it. Yeah. So
it's also different when you're with someone who's not your partner.
Well, that's what I was getting at. So private. Like, intimacy training, and in terms of intimacy coaching and having an intimacy person on set to help you. Mm-hmm. Really breaks it down to the mechanics of it. Mm-hmm. It's how to make things look intimate. It's not necessarily being intimate. And I think that's an important distinction. Yeah. It's the same distinction between looking like you're fighting with swords and then fighting with swords. Yes. Like, there's a reason why they bring fight coaches onto sets. Yes.
And like, they need to, like, intimacy coaches need to be as prevalent as fight coaches.
It also avoids things like, you ever see Birdman?
I have no.
Really? You've never seen Birdman?
No, I've never seen Birdman.
I love that movie.
I know. I'm sure I would love it.
There's a part. So Edward Norton, he plays a character in that movie who's like a big bitch actor. Okay. Like, he's like king shit in that, like, he's a great actor.
He's a diva.
But he's a total diva. Yeah. But he's also like he's an actor. Yeah. So there's a scene in the movie, and this is fucked up, like, full disclosure, but the movie does not pretend that it isn't fucked up. Right. So there's a part in the movie, because it's about a play, where this Edward Norton's character and another character who's a woman need to simulate sex on stage. So while they're waiting for the cue to start, Edward Norton is like, because I think they also had like a romantic history.
Okay.
Is like, I think it'd be better if we just like really had sex, and like really like pushes that, and she gets like upset and like leaves, rightly so.
Yeah.
And again, I can't stress enough that the movie does not say that this is a horrible thing
with Edward Norton's character.
This is a horrible thing that he's done,
He's
and no one in the movie
for pushing this.
pretends. The movie does not pretend that it isn't fucked up and horrible, right? But I think with this movement of intimacy training, you would really move away, hopefully, from stuff like that happening. You know, that's why I think it's so important. Genuinely so. Like, I think that breaking it down mechanically is important.
And you know what? I think the industry, the Canadian theater industry at least, I think we were moving towards normalizing that more. But then COVID shut everything down, and there are no live performances. So like, we're just kind of focusing on getting back on stage.
Isn't that a crazy thing?
And then we'll come back to intimacy coaching. But yeah.
God, it's so weird with this COVID shit, man. Because it's like, for a while, everything was on pause. And now things are pretty much not on pause anymore. But we're still dealing with it, sorta. And it's such a fucked up balance.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to me that you and I are sitting here and like we've done so much to change Chill Spot and its production during COVID. I'm gonna burp. Excuse me.
Gross.
Woo! Damn. Taste that?
Sure do.
Big sniff. Tastes like coffee. But it's wild to think that there's so many industries that are just trying to like come back now.
Yeah.
And there's some that are like theater that are like, oh, we can't put butts in seats. I know movies are open, but like theaters is a whole nother bag. Like, you're watching live performances and your performers are sweating and fucking breathing and all this other shit.
It's also just like, you know, the cast is going out into the world and then coming into rehearsal and spending like, say, like 6 hours at a time with each other, and then going back out into the world and then coming back and spending another 6 hours with each other on and on and on and on for the duration of the rehearsal process even. Like, just doing the work alone is social. So like, we gotta figure out how to do that. Are we gonna like put ourselves in like an NHL style bubble for every rehearsal period?
These 6 actors can only hang out with these 6 actors, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
You know what, man? I actually had a stupid idea for a show where it's like you do like a really intimate show, like a really, I don't know any names off the top of my head, but a show that involves a lot of intimacy, like relationships and kissing and, you know, fucking or whatever, but then do like a social distance version of that, but really stay strict to the social distance aspects.
Oh my god.
Like, you have to do like air hugs.
You have to do like glass menagerie with like 6 feet between everybody all the time.
That would be really funny. I'd be way into that.
Yeah.
I think it's a hilarious idea.
Unbelievable.
Get Matt and Karen on the horn. We'll call them up.
Social distancing glass menagerie. Make it happen.
That'd be funny.
Who's writing the grants?
All right, so we're at an hour 10. You want to call her a day?
Yeah. I'm still menstruating.
So we'll deal with that.
Yeah.
But listen, y'all, if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, be sure to drop a like and maybe leave a review. That helps us quite a bit.
That does help us quite a bit.
If you like
we
this,
want to start climbing them charts.
If you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to follow us on YouTube and subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay notified. We upload the CSP every Tuesday at 3 p.m. We're a little bit earlier on streaming services, but you know. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
I think.
Mouse.